Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your April 2022 reading. Let's go ahead and just dive right in and see what we have. Spirituality and diving for light are the first two cards that I feel that I want to immediately put down and cover. There's been some changes or shifts that you're experiencing. I feel like you've been on a dive with spirituality, or you've been on a deep dive with yourself for quite some time that has eventually led to spirituality. Even if it didn't start it out with spirituality, it eventually led you to your sense of spirituality, your definition and use of spirituality, your commitment, understanding, comprehension, connection with spirituality. And you basically have reached a point that I feel like that you're kind of sort of it's taken a direction in a way that makes you even question if maybe you took a side path that you weren't really meant to take, because you have been feeling a pull more towards light versions of spirituality, lighter side of spiritual connection, ascension, versus shadow work, something along that line. So however the journey began for you, there's just been a shift recently, or you're going to be feeling a shift in the month of April that has you kind of taking a step back and kind of looking at it and wondering where this strange turn came from. Because I feel by and large, the work up to this point has been connected more with the dark side of things, shadow work and what have you. And this turn has taken more of a light side, a lighter energy, ascension, light spirituality, something along that line. And this is coming through to let you know that this is available for you if you want to pursue it. It actually can make it so that you have a dual connection in your spirituality. So instead of just focusing on shadow work, or focusing on being a light worker, you're going to be grounded in both avenues, and wherever that takes you is wherever it takes you. For some of you, it might actually be how you help other people. For some of you, it might just be something that you're processing, and this is giving you a more yin-yang sort of balance in your process of healing and mending, and whatever the case may be for however that applies to you. But essentially, through the month of April, there is a chance that things are going to change from the darker versions of spiritual quest and spiritual growth and expansion, and kind of flipping towards more divine light ascension and what have you. And it's just basically available for you if you want to pursue it. You might find that you experience, like I said, a duality in how you perceive things from a perspective of being whole. I did comment on how for some of you this has to do with your work in some regard. I don't know how many of you are spiritual workers, or if your spiritual connection is just having a positive effect on your work. But through the month of April, we're bringing in the 9 of Pentacles, and this is coming through that there are things that are going to come to fruition as a result of it. There's a sense of growth and abundance, and this does feel very much from the point of view of finances, economic, money, so to speak. So for some of you, it does feel connected with this message. I'm not getting a good connection or good clarity on it, because again, this is a very, very generalized reading. So there are different people from different walks of life that this is going to apply differently, but there is some connection to some degree regarding this first part of the message. So however that resonates, take it. But essentially, there's a potential of some just fruitful harvest, so to speak. So some work that has been done prior, you're finally going to see the bounty and abundance from it. The 7 of Pentacles is coming in strong with the reading of waiting. Don't pick too early sort of mentality. You don't want to pick the harvest before it's ripe sort of sense. And I feel like in relation to this 9 of Pentacles, it's basically letting you know that even though you can see that the abundance is there, don't hurry up and grab it and then break down and do stuff with it. You want to kind of save it. So essentially, if you have, however the abundance shows up when you eventually receive this harvest, this abundance that you, quite frankly, for quite a few of you, I feel like you forgot that this was something that had been done prior, and so it's almost like coming into some money that you forgot about. So it's almost like coming into free money, so to speak, even though that's not how it really works. But anyhow, essentially, through the excitement and the thrill of that showing up on your doorstep, so to speak, don't get carried away and get crazy with it. I do feel like there's an overall sense to save that money for future something. How or what that future something is dependent on you and your life circumstances. But basically, when that abundance shows up, don't blow it. You want to preserve it. You want to save it. You want to store it. You want to kind of set it aside for some future stuff. Just because of things that are coming in the horizon, you'll be grateful if that is there for you. Because there are some changes that are coming. We have the Tower card, and I feel like this Tower card feels more of an awareness. It's not so much events as much as you're going to have your awareness shaken. And I'm not quite sure exactly what that means. And I feel like that's because, again, this is one of those readings where multiple people through multiple walks of life, therefore this is going to apply in multiple ways for different people. But there's a foundation of something that you're going to feel shook. And for the bulk of you, there's an awareness or understanding, sort of like an awakening that's going to have you take a step back and see the roots of the foundation of something that you hadn't seen before. And so it's going to have you rethinking a few things as a result of it. But essentially in the month of April, it's going to have you experiencing a little bit of a shake-up, and it's just going to change your perspective. We're following or ending with the card cleanse. So there's just basically clean house. You're being told to clean house. Clean finances came in. The word finances came through. So clean house in your finances. What that means is that if you don't watch Netflix anymore, but you're still paying it, cancel it. If you have a subscription to something and you're not really enjoying it or you don't really utilize it, get rid of it. If you are participating in something that is draining to you, get out of it. If you are working on something that you feel is not going to really benefit you in the end, figure out a way to complete it as quickly as possible and separate yourself from it. So you get what I'm saying when I'm saying this. So this is sort of the cleansing process that you're supposed to go through. And then for good measure, go through the process of cleansing your house and your stuff as well. And for whatever reason, this came to mind. So there's some financial stuff that's going on that you want to just kind of be on top of for whatever reason. But if you go through the process of doing some sort of cleansing, like this image here, she's actually doing a smoke cleansing, get out your checkbook and your credit cards and cleanse those as well. So however, if that's something that you do, if you do sound cleansing or another version of cleansing, that works too. But in the process, if you do a cleansing that's kind of along this line, like I said, pull out your bank account, pull out your checkbooks and your check registrar and your credit cards and cleanse those as well, because it just needs a little bit of a cleansing. All right, Scorpio, I hope that this reading has been insightful for you. I hope that it has provided you with clarity, much more than you were anticipating. I hope the month of April ends up being a great one for you, and hopefully I will see you in a future video.